Come on, let's go. Yes, guys and girls, how's it going? It's Monday morning, just got my steps in, just gone and got a drink, fresh watermelon. You cannot tell me watermelon is not the best fruit on the planet, especially when it's hot. Slaps. Literally the last week of Q2, which is mental to think we're literally halfway through the year. You know, you've got to ask yourself and be honest with yourself, when you started this year, you obviously set goals or, you know, tasks or things you wanted to complete. Have you done those things? Have you remained consistent? Have you done everything you said you were going to do? Because if you haven't, and you're halfway into the year already, something's got to change, you know? And I think it's really, really important that you make those changes. Otherwise, when you get to 2025, you're going to look back and be like, shit, that's another year gone. And before you know it, you get to 2026, and there's another year gone. And before you know it, you're just like, I'm not getting anywhere. I need to do something about it. Like, how much pain, how much kind of misery do you need before you need to realise that you as the individual, you are the asset, and you need to do the work to get to that next step. And if you need a little bit of a kick, or you need a little bit of guidance, I got you. My Discord is closing today, 30th of June. If you're watching this after that, it's already shut. If you're interested, there's a link in the description. Watch the video, read everything before you commit. I want you to understand what it is. If you can't read things and you can't understand things before joining, you shouldn't even be doing this whole trading thing in general. Common sense, think about it. You asked for it, I've opened it for a whole month. It's closing because I want to keep it tight-knit, decent amount of people. Don't want it to get too busy and lose its value. You can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune. Stop letting one loss, yes, I'm pointing at you with a fork. Stop letting one loss or a string of losses completely derail you and take you away from the journey that you're on. You're never going to get rid of the fact that you're going to lose and you're going to make poor decisions, whether it's in business, finance, investing. I've done this before and I put my hands up to this. I've always thought that getting a higher strike rate and understanding more about the market was my problem. But the reality was that created a problem, because yes, you can learn more. Yes, you might understand the algorithm more, and you're always going to grow and develop as a trader. And I believe in that 100%. You're always going to, you know, improve. But often it's doing the same thing and improving on that thing, not trying to increase said strike rate all the time. Because the reality of it is with a positive risk reward and a 50% win rate, if you only won half of your trades and you were only right half of the time, you would make money if you just followed that process across a long period of time. However, everybody's trying to do it right here, right now, and they're trying to rush it. And they think that when they lose, because we're programmed at school and stuff, when you lose, it's bad. Think about it when you're at school. You know, if you come third in a race or you don't come top of your class, you don't get good grades, it's classed as bad. Society deems it all as bad. So we have this connotation with trading that I lost, I'm bad, or did something wrong, I'm a failure. But this is the game. Like, it genuinely is. And when I realised that, I just went boom. I just saw growth. When I realised I didn't need to keep trying to find something else, I just needed to work on myself, and this shit changed. And like I say, a lot of you won't listen to that, a lot of you won't take that on board, but if one of you does, then that's what matters. I'm gonna eat my lunch. Which didn't start, if I'm being honest. Because not only am I trying to build a flat pack, I have a dog that wants to play. It's very hot, but it needs to be done. I bought Steph a new dressing table because hers is a mess. She's had it a couple of years, the drawers are falling apart, and she's got too much stuff, and I can't do mess. And when it's behind me, or when I see it in the vlogs, it does my nutting. So my solution, get a bigger one. So I'm building that. And obviously her dressing table would be where my desk is, but because I have to have my desk in there at the moment, yeah. We're running out of space, we need a bigger house. I'm on the case, but where I live, it's expensive, man. I'm just gonna full port gold, hope for the best. I'm joking, before anyone does that. This is my afternoon, Tuesday, living it large. If you don't wash your hair after a haircut, you're a psychopath. Psychopath. Make sure you cream your face as well, people. It's important. I've been using this since I was 8. It's not an ad or anything, by the way. So I didn't get tagged on my EU position this morning, which ran, typically. And then I got tagged on my GU position, which originally missed me. I left my limit on, went and did school run. And then, yeah, it took me out. So I'm on a bit of a loss streak at the minute. I'm on like a 5 loss streak, which again, it happens, not all the time, but they can happen. When they happen, it's about, you know, emotional composure, making sure you're not going on tilt, making sure you're not doing things against your system or plan, make sure you're not looking for a new edge. Naturally come to us to do when we're losing, because we don't like losing, You have to get used to that. It's part and parcel. Is it ideal? No. Like, I don't want to lose, of course. I want to just make loads of dough. But it doesn't work that way, unfortunately, in this game. And anyone telling you it does is lying. The quicker you realise that, the quicker you'll get somewhere. So yeah, I'm going to log that trade, and then I'm going to go get coffee. I say get one. I'm going to make one. And then go for a walk, get my steps in. It's really hot here today. It's meant to be the hottest day of the year so far in England. I think it's like 27, which for England is pretty hot. So yeah, it's going to be humid, but we'll get it done regardless. Non-negotiables. I get to do it rather than have to do it. Sometimes just changing the way you phrase things is much better. And yeah, I'm going to stop filming because I feel like a bird doing one of them like get ready with me, try and haul things, and it's weird. But it was easier to film like this while I was doing this. So yeah, in a bit. Back inside for a little bit. I was outside getting a little bit of a tan, and I started noticing I was getting a little bit red. So I've come in, obviously sun creamed, I always do. I know people will be like, you can't tan with sun cream, but I care about my skin, alright? I ain't trying to burn it up, and I spent a lot of money on these tattoos, so I'm not trying to mash them up, yeah? So on Instagram I put up getting missed, and I put we move, there's nothing I can do about it, can't control it. I left my order on, went got done school run. It came back, obviously tagged me in. Then it popped the hi. Had a few messages, did you get in that trade? So I was like, oh yeah, I didn't update them, fair enough. Straight away, getting messages from people, you should have done this, you could have done that, you should have thought about this, have you looked at this, have you added this in, you should have waited for that. And I know people mean well, I'm not being horrible here, yeah? But I think that's 90% of the reason why traders fail. Because you can't accept that you were just wrong, didn't work, we go again, and you want to find a reason for why. Because you want to give yourself a sense of validation and make yourself feel better that yeah, you lost, however, there's a way to not lose. So next time I'll be alright, and it makes you feel better. However, next time, you'll be waiting for all these stars and the moon and the Uranus to align, and I'll just execute again, I'll get in and it'll win, and you won't get tagged in, and you'll be like, right, I'm going back to the other thing. And then on that one, the stars and moon will align, I'll get taken out again, and your one would have worked, and you'll be like, fuck. And you'll just keep jumping back and forward until you either give up or you just fall into a loop. One thing I've noticed after doing this for a long time now, you'll probably find 4 to 6 months of the year, on average, you'll make money. The rest of them will be fighting drawdown and getting to BE or having a BE month. Depending on sequence, you yourself, right? But that's a rough ballpark. You're not going to make money every month. However, I've said it before, trading's like one of the most inconsistent incomes. When it comes, it can be great. You can make 3, 4, 5 months worth of salary in 1 month. When it's not coming, you have to be like, oh, is this normal? What do I do? And I just feel like these are the things that aren't touched upon enough. Is too many people are trying to not lose and not be wrong because they're born a way where being wrong is bad and they can't accept it. But I'm telling you, until you accept it and you address the demons that govern you to not want to be wrong, you'll struggle in this game. Just on a walk, getting my steps in with Steph. She's here somewhere. I know she's tiny, you can't always see her. She's there. Had physio this morning, had a sports massage. I try and get one every 2 weeks just to make sure that everything's all good. It's not too expensive, to be honest. It's definitely worth doing. Looking after your body's important. Now just getting our steps in. It's hot again today, but it's nice. I'm not complaining. Got a different colour top on for a change. Not wearing all black.
Can I address?
Huh?
Can I address?
Can you address what?
If I look like I'm wearing the same, it's because I've already changed this morning.
Yeah, Steph was in a very pretty dress, but she realised...
Trainers don't really go over my dress.
Yeah, trainers don't go over dress, and she's not walking with me with flip-flops on or sandals because she'll be about 5 miles behind, and that's long. So, yeah, she changed into all black again, so that's why she's repeatable on the channel in all black. It's easy though. Someone asked before, why do I wear a lot of black? I just have loads of the same top because it's easy, less of a thought process in the morning, and yeah, it's just chilling, right? I've got very much into my fashion, but I'm not going to wear mad contraptions when I'm at home or going for a walk or sitting in the garden, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, other than that, nothing done on the charts for me this morning. Obviously we're coming to the end of Q2, which is absolutely mental when you think about it. Literally halfway through the year now. One of the things I like to do a lot when we're coming up to the end of a quarter, or even the end of a month, I like to backtest a month, backtest a quarter, just see how I've performed versus my edge. Be tracking everything, not just your trades, but how did you perform? Did you do your non-negotiables? Did you do the things you said you were going to do every day? The highest form of wealth is having the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. You see, often a lot of people want to become wealthier in a bid to make them happier. However, happiness is a very complicated subject. It differs from person to person purely because it is a difficult subject and everybody's different. If there's one common denominator for happiness, it's that we want to control our lives. We want to be able to do what we want, when we want, whenever we want, however we want. That is true wealth and that is true freedom. And as someone who's now had that for over 4 years, I can safely say that the materialistic things and the things that you think are going to make you happier, they literally won't, and they never do. And you have to ask yourself, are you chasing something from a past trauma or wanting to seek validation from others, or something you maybe always thought that, oh, that person looks happy. You know, Mo Gadat talks about how he was the CEO for Google and he pretty much had everything. He bought a high-end supercar thinking that would make him happier. Once he bought it, he was like, I'm gonna buy another one, still for the same. I'm gonna buy another one. And I think he bought like 12 and felt the exact same way. And I can attest to this. I've bought many a thing that once an older version of me thought, rah, when you get that, you'll be happy. I'll give you an example. Don't know why. I always wanted a pair of Louis Vuitton trainers, massively into my fashion and especially trainers. All those years ago, I always used to see them about and thought, oh, they're banging. Really like the look of them, but also Louis Vuitton, they come with some kind of status quo, if you like, and perhaps you might think an older version of me that was insecure might have thought, if I wear them, people might think I'm doing well, only to buy them and within 1 week to decide to just sell them. And I gave them away and actually lost money on the trainers because I was like, they do nothing for me. Wearing £1,000 pair of trainers in the UK, as soon as they crease or touch the floor and they're dirty and you're walking around like a penguin, weird, like don't touch my shoes, oh, it's weird. And even though it's £1,000 compared to maybe 200,000-300,000 for these supercars, it's the exact same feeling. So many different things I've bought and gone, that'll make me happy. Only the chase to get in it is the actual happiness, the journey of getting said thing. It's not actually the thing. And it's often why when people embark on these crazy things, for example, Russ Cook run across Africa, the chase is getting to the end, is doing the thing right. Once he's at the end, you kind of have that, oh, now what? It's done. And now he's running across Germany for the Euros, right? And what you got to watch is you don't fall into this habit of constantly chasing the next best thing. People do it in all walks of life, no matter how wealthy you get, there's always someone wealthier than you, and it's kind of like, when is enough enough? The main thing that money can do is it can give us control over our lives, whether it's taking that day off from work or having that break or having that holiday away, being there to pick up your kids from school, you know, being there if they're sick at home and you need to find someone to have them, whether it's a pet and you don't want to leave them alone, going out for a coffee when you want or a walk when you want, or just having a day out with friends, or just sitting at home and doing nothing if that's a bit of you. That's what money allows us to do. But you have to ask yourself, like, how much do you need to bring that life to you? Because often it's a lot closer within our grasp, but we think it's so far away. We think we need tens of millions in order to live that life, but you actually don't. And I always remember when I first started the journey of working for myself, I was like, if I can replace my salary at job, but I work at home and I have my freedom to do what I want, then I'm winning in life. So often, sometimes what you think is so far away is actually closer than you think. You have to have a reason as to why you're doing all of this stuff. For me as a parent, obviously one of them is obviously to be there for the children, watch them grow, do all the things that as a parent you normally can't do because you have to fulfill the purpose of work and commitments, etc., etc. But it's also to educate them and give them a better chance in life. And I feel like a lot of people go through life without this kind of strong why, or they're trying to pinpoint what it is, and you need to really get deep and granular with what is your why and why are you doing all these things that you do. You have a self-honed obligation to be the best version of yourself, and you need to make it that not only if you don't do the thing you let yourself down, but you let somebody else down. For example, for me, I know if I don't do these things, not only am I letting myself down, but I'm letting my family down. And for me, that's not something I want to live with. I feel like this is a much better way to kind of start your day and a better place to look. When you wake up feeling like I can't be arsed today, that sort of why will drive you to be like, nah, big man. Zooming out from your own perspective and realizing if I don't do this, I'm gonna let other people down and I can't really live with that. As humans, we do tend to lean towards cognitive dissonance. For example, you wanna be healthy, you don't exercise regularly or eat well, and then you feel guilty as a result. You know that perhaps smoking or drinking or sticking Charlie up your nose off your mate's ironing board isn't good for you and is harmful to your health, but you do it anyway. And you rationalize it by saying, I'm stressed or had a long day, things are tough, this is gonna make me forget all my problems. But deep down, you genuinely know what you should be doing, because otherwise you wouldn't even feel a sense of guilt in the first place. Even in trading, if you take a trade off plan, deep down you know you shouldn't, which is why you feel shit in the first place. At the end of the day, you shouldn't just be motivated by becoming better or that expensive item that you've always wanted or you think is going to change your life. You should be absolutely petrified of never getting ahead of your current situation. The loss streak is over. So I took an L yesterday as well, which took my loss streak to 6, which is one of the highest I've seen before. It happens, didn't panic, didn't let the wheels fall off, didn't do anything nuts. Just said to myself, it is what it is. You got to follow the process. This vlog and last week's, and a lot of them have been very heavy on, you know, the importance of just sticking to your guns, sticking to your system, knowing yourself, being in tune with yourself. Yeah, there was areas and elements where I started to feel somewhat a little bit like, well, what's going on here? Especially when you've not seen the 6 losses live before. You start to think, oh right, I'm doing something wrong, you know, something happened. You know, June's just not been the best month. I'm still in profit for the month overall. Should be up 4.4%, so even though it's been a bit of a tough month, to have that kind of loss streak and still be up is good. Obviously missed the trade, so it is what it is. I've had accounts reset and whatnot, you know, and it's never nice, especially on live accounts, to go straight into drawdown. But it is a part of this process, it's a part of this game. So all you can do is get your shit together and get on with it. It's not the end of the world at the end of the day. And the quicker you realise that, and the quicker you realise you just got to stick to doing what you're doing, the better. Like I've said, drawdown months happen. Maybe even a drawdown quarter could happen. It's about ensuring that, you know, you've got shit in order, you're turning up every day, you're documenting, you're journaling, you're doing all that stuff. If you're struggling with journaling, Trader's Second Brain is a sick template. People in the Discord are loving it. You can access it in my Discord, which shuts Sunday, today, the day you're watching this. If you're watching this after that, it's shut, unfortunately. I gave it a month, so, you know, you snooze, you lose. Just about to jump on a Zoom with the Discord, actually, and just go over the month, go over the quarter, obviously share my results and how I've done, and I want to ask them, you know, how have they done? Not just with trading, but non-negotiables, you know, life, fitness, productivity, all these things you keep saying you want to do. You know, have you been showing up and doing the things that's confirming your identity, that when you say you're going to do something, you do it, or have you just been chatting shit to yourself? So I'm looking forward to that. It'd be good. Got some good people in there. There he is. What's happening, people? Darwinex meetup today. Just got to Canary Wharf, just meeting Sal. I'm going to go up, and then looking forward to meeting everyone today. If you're not on Darwinex, you know what to do. You should be on it by now. Just get sorted, get involved. Yes, yes. What's happening, my man? You good? I'm very well, I'm very well. How's it going, mate? You alright?
Okay.
I'm good, thank you, I'm good.
Shall we?
Let's do it, let's do it. I may have forgot to film the majority of the day, apologies, but once you get into conversation, so many like-minded people, it's just sick, and before you know it, the time's absolutely flown by. Shout out Darwinex for hosting the meetup. You can come to the next meetups. I'll try to keep you posted as and when. They do try and keep them quite small. I was talking with a trader who is on Darwinex Gold, which means he's now qualified to get investors, and he has around 5 million, I believe. And there's another one who's just qualified for gold, which has lit a rocket up my arse. They're also bringing out TradingView, so you can trade directly from TradingView. We learned a lot about Darwins today. We were analysing people's Darwins. We were learning more about the risk engine, which I'm going to do a separate video on because a lot of people ask me about it. A lot of people don't understand it. So I figured Wednesday this week coming, I'll make a video purely on the risk engine, so keep your eyes for that. It will completely blow your mind. Realize just how powerful this is. But again, we were going through people's Darwins. We were seeing, you know, maximum risk aversion and excursion. You know, if they close their trades at this point, they'd make more money, versus if they held on to their losses at this point, they'd save money, etc, etc. Again, showing you a variety of different Darwins. You know, some people are down 15% max drawdown, peak to trough, because it's on a high watermark, and they've still managed to get on gold and get investments, and they're making good money. You know, the way the risk engine like can favor a break-even trader or a losing trader even, is just mad. Like, the technology is on a different fucking planet, and I urge everyone to be on Darwinex. Like, I do not know why you wouldn't be. I get it, you know, you might not want to spend 30 euros because you think it's a lot of money, and loss aversion of, oh, but what if I don't make anything, and all these self-doubts creep in, but you'll happily spend 500 quid on a prop firm that might never pay you out. Like, that's the fucking reality. Like, it's your life, you know. Are you willing to take the risk of not spending 30 quid, which is literally a Nando's or a fucking pizza on the weekend, to not get to this next level? Yes, it takes time, blah, 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 but so does everything. How often have you ever done anything in life quick and it's been beneficial? And that means all you man them out there that finish in 5 seconds in the bedroom. As always, there's a link in the description. You can literally save yourself 20% off a month. Use the link, get involved, hopefully see some of you on there. And yeah, as always, any questions on it, shout me, but make them realistic. Don't ask me, is it got a monthly fee? How does it work? I've made videos, I've interviewed the CEO, talk about it most weeks. Like I say, I'm gonna do a risk engine video, which should clear up anything you've got on that, because I know there's people out there trying to say the risk engine's against them. It's not, it's in your favor. Make sure you've done your ASR, make sure you've journaled, make sure you've looked at this quarter and you're prepared for the next quarter. It's a big quarter. It's time to make a change, make the change. Without further ado, I'll catch you all on Wednesday for an important video, and I'll catch you all next Sunday for more vlogs. Peace and love, gang.